Shalom.
Shalom. All right, the GMS Louisiana Saints coming back at you with another live lesson. But before we get started, we're going to face the East. And we're going to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arakakadash.
All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that's pushing this truth and sincerity to the four corners of the world. All right, peace and safety as well to the Lord and the children of the hopeful elect. And, pretty much with everything's going on right now, man, we get into, the spirit of prophecy, man, all right? And with the heights, all right, the insurrection, all of these things pertaining to Bible prophecy, all right? We're approaching, Jacob's trouble, man, all right? Because, what is it? They're destroying, what is it? The processing plants are creating these food shortages. Um, what else? These pestilence that they're creating. All right. So all of these things are, are showing you that Jacob's trouble is fastly approaching us. Right. All right.
Hey, why you bump so I can keep this second at 16 and 38? Equal. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 6. I'm going to start at 5. Salaki, I'm going to start at 4. It says, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus said the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
Yeah, we have heard a voice of fear and trembling and not of peace, man. All right, because this world promotes that, or should I say that they always push that prosperity demon, man. All right, everything is gonna be all right. Everything is gonna go back to normal. All right, they always push that vibration, man. All right, but everything around us is falling apart. All right, everything around us is we losing everything, man. All right, the society is crumbling. All right.
All right. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child.
Yeah, man. See that a man does travail with child, man. All right. Basically, it's going into, a man being in so much anguish that he has his hands on his loins as if he bear the child, man. Was bearing the child. All right. That's how bad it's going to be.
And just back the brother up, this place is having birth pains right now.
Yep.
Contractions. And when a contraction is present, what follows up after that contraction? Birth of what? A man child. We know that man child to be a house child, man. All right? Who's going to crack those clouds and deliver this place as just desserts, man. Deliver this place as due, long overdue judgment, man. That's why we say, how long, Lord? Because we're seeing wickedness overflow in this place, man. We're seeing the wicked get away with everything that they can get away with, man. We're seeing the wicked prosper. We're seeing the just and the righteous and the law keepers being trodden down upon, man. Being considered for naught, man. But it says,
I got something real quick to back you up.
all right, you got it, man.
All right, this is
I think the brother had that for you.
Oh, he does. Okay, all right.
Amon, you had it. Yeah, the brother had that one for you. That's called the spirit.
Oh, you want me to read it right now?
You can bring it out.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 37. Behold, now the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Verse 38. As when a woman with child in the 9th month, bringing forth her son within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
That's right, man. The Lord is likening Jacob's trouble or the beginning of sorrows, all right, which will begin to get worse and worse over time. It's comparing this trouble, all right, these bad times as to a woman that is in her 9th month of pregnancy, man. All right, as she has those contractions, these contractions, man, they get more and more intense over a period of time, man. All right, and that's what we're seeing happening in the earth, man. All right, those birth pains.
All right, that's great. You got some more? You got it.
It says, Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side.
That's right, man. Sorrow shall come on every side of the earth, man. All right, as the scriptures say, uh, you know, that the hour of temptation, all right, shall be a test for everybody, man. All right. So Jacob's trouble, man. When Jacob's trouble hit, man, it's gonna touch all four corners of the earth, man. All right. Everybody's gonna be tempted in that day, man. All right. Everybody's gonna be tested, man. All right. And Lord willing that we be, you know, those the gold that's tried in the fire, man, and not be burnt up. All right. Like the rest of these people. All right.
Got one more. Verse 40, O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils, all right, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
That's right, man. It's gonna come a time to where the prophets will have to be pilgrims on the earth, man. All right, they're gonna have to move to and fro because what the enemy Esau is gonna be out to try to destroy us, man, try to kill us, man. For what? Speaking the truth. All right, just like the prophets of old, man. They tried to kill them because they spoke the truth, man. All right, professing the power, professing the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and what that stands for. All right, that's what's gonna get us killed, man. All right. At least some of us, but not all of us will die, man. All right. Some will die martyrs for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. But some of the brothers are gonna get delivered, man. All right. Whatever the Lord sees fit, your lot be in, man. All right. We just gotta remain faithful unto death, whatever that may be. All right.
You want to speak on the mind?
No, you pretty much said it. You pretty much said it.
I got one back you up. It's Matthew 16 and 28. It says, verily, it's Yahweh Shai speaking, verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
That's right, man. Some shall not taste of death, man. All right. That means that not not everybody's gonna die just of the elect, man. That's not everybody has that lot, man. All right, but if you do have that lot, and you do find yourself in that situation, our goal and our responsibility is to remain faithful unto them. All right, as the scriptures say.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man, because like the brother was saying, it's coming to a time where we're gonna have to be off the grid, man. We're going to have to move in the spirit of the Lord because we're not guided by how to fix an engine for dummies or the 48 laws of power, man. We're guided by the Heavenly Father in these holy scriptures, man, which tell us that what? There's going to be a famine, not of bread, but of hearing the word of the Most High, man. All right? There's going to be persecution of those that fear the Lord. So in those days, if we're moving according to what this book says, we're going to be off the grid, man. And the scriptures also tell you what, that the wealth of a sinner is laid up for the righteous, so we're going to be taken care of. The scriptures also tell you that we're going to laugh at their calamities, man, just as the Lord will, man. So in these times where we see this society coming to a close, man, this society is coming to a conclusion, man. All right? It's being concluded, man. The curtains are closing on this place, man. You have gas up to $5. You have the heat, which is over 100 miles per hour. I mean, not 100 miles per hour, 100 degrees, man. All right? You got milk plants, formula plants being set on fire, man. Different farming plants being set on fire. All right? But we see that it's ultimately ending up to where America gets destroyed by nuclear missiles and that Son of Man comes and takes what's his, man, that bride. All right? The bridegroom is coming to claim his bride, which is the nation of Israel, man. The northern and the southern kingdom. All right? But you have one of mine?
Yeah, no. This real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4. All right, and I'm gonna read from verses 29 to 31. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy power, thou shalt find him. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Okay, verse 30.
And that's going into Jake does a lot of this, man. the scriptures tell you that what they honor me with their mouth, but their heart, which is their mind, is far from me, man. You talk a good game, Jake. You say a lot of BS, a lot of fluff in your speech, man. But when it comes down to actually applying actual application, you're far from the Lord, man. When it comes down to keeping the dietary laws, keeping the high holy days, keeping the Shabbats to the best of your ability, right? Because we're rehearsing the righteous acts because this is a spiritual wedding rehearsal that we're doing, man. We're getting prepared for the Lord to meet him, man. All right? So, with that being said, instead of just talking all the time, Jake, start actually doing, man. Because that's what's going to matter in these last days. That's what's going to matter in Jacob's trouble. Like the scriptures tell you, faith without works is dead, man. You can't just say that you believe in the Lord. You got to show it. Present your body as a living sacrifice, man. Call upon that name, all right? Change your mindset. Come out of her, man, before it's too late, man. You got it, you got it, man.
Verse 30, Deuteronomy 4, verse 30, when thou art in tribulation, all right, when thou art in tribulation, and all these things come upon thee, all right, and what are the things that would come upon our people? You know, the curses, persecution, catching hell, all right, famines, food
Sword.
the sword, famines, food shortages, and all these things, right? It says, and all these things come upon thee, even in the latter days, which are
we're in right now.
Right, that's right. It says, if thou turn to the Lord thy power, and shalt be obedient unto his voice, all right, the prophets, the apostles, the men of the Lord, and so on and so forth.
That's right. That's a major stumbling block for Jake, man. Mm-hmm. Jake don't want to get up under learned men. Jake wants to play the scoffing game on the keyboard, man. Play the trolling game. That's right, trolling, and being facetious behind the scenes. You have a page with a crying Jordan meme, but doing all type of facetious things on the comment board, man. Spreading lies, spreading rumors, bearing false witness. When are you gonna come up out of that dead spirit, Jake? That's the valley of the dry bones that Ezekiel was talking about, man. That's not applying knowledge to a situation, because when you apply knowledge to a situation, you don't just run and bump your gums all the time, man. You actually sit down and you discern things through these scriptures, man. And like the elder Kazakia said this, man. All right, brother has a lot of good quotes. He said this. He said, sometimes when you're a king, right? We're all kings, right? We consider ourselves kings. Sometimes a king has to sit on the throne for a while and just chill, man. You don't have to just, this and that. Sometimes you gotta lay back and peep things, man, and discern things out, man. That's what a king does, and that's what we're doing, man. That's what the Most High raised up. He didn't raise us up to just take everything and just run with it. Nah, you gotta dig in this and research it, man. See if these things are so. That's what the prophets of old did. You got it, Doc.
It says, and thou shalt be obedient unto his voice. All right, verse 31. For the Lord thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them.
Hey, man, the Lord don't break promises, man. Jake is a deal breaker. Jake is a contract breacher. But the Lord, man, everything that happened in this book, like Yahweh Shai said, all these things shall be fulfilled. Not I believe it's like roughly paraphrasing, drop a tittle in the law.
Yeah,
right?
Matthew 5.
Yeah, the water. So all these things are going to be fulfilled, man. Jake is here today and gone tomorrow, man. But Yahweh Shem Shai is eternal, man, everlasting. We have to cling on to this word, Akim. All right, because as the title of the video, Allah's for that day is great. That's talking about Jacob's trouble, man. Jacob, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, you're going to catch hell out here, man. You're going to be victimized. You're going to be persecuted. You're going to be trodden down, man. You're going to be gunned down. Your blood is going to be shed on these streets at an all-time high, man. Like the scriptures say, we're going to get back to it in Jeremiah 30. There's going to be a time like never before. And let's go into the captivities that we've been in the past, Akim. We know they've been very brutal, very bloody. We could quote some of them. 70 AD, Siege of Masada, the Assyrian captivity, transatlantic slave trade, Sodom and Gomorrah. Brothers can name some more. You know what I mean?
The Trail of Tears.
Yeah, the Trail of Tears.
Gad.
That's right, bro.
Christopher Columbus and the Conquistadors. You know, just man, it's just so many.
Yeah.
You know, all the things that the Lord allowed these heathen nations to do unto our people. You know, you would think, at this point here in America, in 2022, our people would eventually, realize these things and repent, and seek the Lord for answers as to why, these things happen upon them. But it's like, the more and more the Lord chastises our people, the more our people rebel against Him.
Right.
And that's spoken of in Isaiah the first chapter.
That's right.
You
got some more?
No, that was it.
I got one backing you up, man. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 9. It says, "To the Lord our power belongs mercy and forgiveness." Like the brother was reading. It says, "Though we have rebelled against Him." So though we've been rebellious, we've turned away from the law, statutes, and commandments, the Most High still have mercy on us. And we see that mercy being displayed on the planet Earth right now through this prophecy, man. Through this gift that is in us. That's why the Lord said, don't neglect that gift that is in you, man. Because that gift is going to open up a whole bunch of other gifts. That's what prophecy does, man. This gift is going to unlock our spiritual powers. It's going to unlock our everlasting life with the Father. It's going to unlock that Lashawan Kodash, that full Hebrew, all right, that we're going to get. And ultimately, it's going to unlock that joint heirship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But it says, this is the point right here, it says, "Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord," in all caps, Yahweh, our power, "to walk in His laws, which He set before us by His servants, the prophets," man. So that's how the Lord displays His judgment. And that's ultimately how the Lord gives our nation salvation through the hand of the prophets, and ultimately destruction as well, because we prophesy unto our people and tell them that, hey, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments so you can be saved. But if you don't, you're going to be destroyed. All right? So ultimately, that's all in the accord of the Lord, man. That was it on that out.
Yeah, one back.
Go ahead.
This is Hosea 5:15. "I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face in their affliction. They will seek me early," man. All right? So, right now, man, is the time to what, man? To seek the Lord, man, so we can get mercy, man. All right? From what's to come. All right? But what? Our people are rebellious, man. Our people have a stiff neck. All right? So, but what? When those calamities start to, to take place, all right, in the earth, all right, what? They're going to try to seek the Lord early, man, but the Lord's not going to try to hear it, man. All right? He's not going to hear it because He had the prophets out, all right, prophesying, saying what was going to happen, telling you what, needs to be done, all right? Through the Spirit called Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but nobody listened, man. Nobody regarded, all right? That's pretty much it on that, huh?
Yep. Back in that Jeremiah chapter 30. In Jeremiah 30 and verse 6, it says, "Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness."
That's right. All faces are turned into paleness, man. All right, meaning that they were very frightened, man, at the things that they were going through, man. All right, just like if you watch movies, certain movies, man, whenever apparition, all right, or either when the apparition comes, whether it be about ghosts or something devastating happening, all right, in the movie, explosion or something, you look at their face and what it turns to straight paleness, man. All right, fright, scared, all right, they're afraid, all right, and that's what's going to be, that's going to be the faces of a lot of people on that day, man. All right.
That's right, bro.
But with us, we'll have some type of peace of mind because we understand that what the scriptures told us of these things. All right.
You're right. Hey, if I could back you up before you get that on mine, if I could back the brother up, because we've been doing, there's certain checkpoints that if we're of the elect, we got to meet with the Lord, man. We got to have faith. We got to prosper. We got to have perseverance. We got to have endurance. All right. We got to present our body as a living sacrifice. We have to display our works in front of the Lord and be made a good soldier for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But ultimately, like just backing the brother up, this is what's going to keep us stable, man. And it's simple, man. When you come to serve the Lord, these things are put before us plainly, man. But we get them and we hearken on to them because, Lord willing, we are that number, man. We're of the hopeful elect. But this is Isaiah 33:6. It says that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Because stability goes into what? Balance. Stability goes into being of being in a righteous state of mind when all hell is breaking loose around you. Like the scriptures say, you're gonna see this many thousand fall on this side and that side, but none of those things shall touch thee, man. That's the power of the Lord. And so what if you people don't believe, man? The multitude is gonna perish in vain, man. The multitude out here that's walking around, shopping in these supermarkets, living in La La Land, being totally oblivious, like brothers was going into before the camera started rolling, they're gonna burn within that lake of fire, man. You don't want to take part in that, Jake. You don't want to be a part of the calamities and the famines and the sword, all right, that the Lord is sending on this place, man. You don't want to be another news clip that the brothers go in on a video and edify the rest of the flock of Israel on, man. You want to be in good case with the Lord, man. That's why we're doing this right here.
Can I bring out the scripture?
You got it, brother.
Because as the brother was saying, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures will give you peace of mind. But it also describes in the scriptures as that man that has that understanding and wisdom, he's precious as fine gold. All right, this is Isaiah 13:12. It says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of gold." All right, so because the Lord has given us this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we're gonna be as the scriptures say, knowledge and wisdom shall be displayed in time. We're gonna have a level-headed. All right, we're gonna be level-headed to a certain extent, because the scriptures say that the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So we will be frightened at them. All right, we're gonna be in a good case, man. All right, through the Spirit of the Lord, because of what we're doing. All right, that's pretty much it.
And we see it, man. Because a lot of things go on behind the scenes, man. We're getting built up behind the scenes. People just see like, hey, and Michael Jordan said, he said something that pretty just was plain and it made sense, man. He said the people that see him playing, see him dunking on people, see him doing fancy layups, they only see him in that moment. They see oh man, he's a fly guy, dunking on everybody, making all the game winners, hitting the buzzer beaters, but they don't see the hard work and ethic that he put in. They don't see the 1,000 free throws that he shot the night before. They don't see the weights that he lifted, the cardio that he did, man. That's what's going on behind the scenes, man. We're doing a lot of spiritual weightlifting, spiritual cardio, all right, spiritual free throws, man, to get us built up. And you see us growing from the apostle on down to the least of us. You see us growing more and more strong in his faith, man. Breaking down precepts with grace, all right? Remembering more precepts. And I'm not only speaking for myself, I'm speaking for brothers around me, man. And I see it in these brothers, man. And brothers around us, and not only in our camp in Louisiana, all right, throughout Louisiana, but across the four corners, man. We're rising stronger in our faith because the day of the Lord is approaching, and that's what we're getting into, man. You had something else? You had something, Money?
Yeah, but
You got it.
you wanted to bring out that Luke 21 first?
Yeah, for the brother.
You said verse 24, right?
Verse 26, I think. What's 26?
26, men's hearts failing them.
Con, that's the one.
All right.
Back on one second.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
That's right, man. Can you read that one more time?
All right. Luke chapter 21, verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear. And
That's right. Men's hearts failing them for fear, man. All right. And great example of that was just recently when they had that shooting, right? The guy, his wife had got shot, all right, at the school, and pretty much the man died of a heart attack once he found out that information, man. So just imagine, when there's all chaos and people, wives and kids are dying before them, man. They're gonna die of heart attacks, man. Right? People gonna be dying of heart attacks, catching strokes, all right, killing themselves, all right. They're gonna be doing all kind of things, man. All right, because of all the tribulation going on, all right.
Right. And ultimately, the scriptures say that what their tongue shall consume in their mouth. It's ultimately their eyes shall consume out of their holes of their eyes, man. Because who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at the Lord's presence? These things that are up and coming and down the road, and we see them, like a weatherman goes on a TV show. I mean, news, and he says, "Oh, the forecast is this for that day," and then you got the days ahead. It might be Monday, but he's forecasting for maybe a week or two ahead, man. That's how the prophets are. We speak on what's going on not only right now here on June 17th, 2022, but we're speaking on things that are going to come to pass up until Yahweh Shai cracks those clouds, man. We're speaking on everything that the Lord has given us to speak on, man. In righteousness and truth. The 144% of the Bible, man. But it's up to you people, and it's ultimately up to Yahweh Shem Shai if you're going to get this understanding or not, man. When we see all the non-believers around us, man, and this place is just going to be burnt up, man. There's going to come a time where, like when you hit one domino and the rest just goes around and falls, man, that's what's going to happen to America. It's going to be a domino effect of events, and it's not going to stop. Just like the brothers bringing out on those birth pains, man. Those contractions and those birth pains don't stop happening until that child is born, man. And even after, you have effects of that birth, man. And we're going to see that, man, here in America. You got it out.
I had a precept that I was holding on deck, but after saying everything that you just said, it made me think of another precept real quick.
You got it, bro.
All right, this is Second Corinthians chapter 4, verses 3 and 4. All right, 2 Corinthians 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Right.
You got it, more.
And those that are lost are the lost sheep of Israel, man. All right, our people, man. All right, our people are lost because they don't know who they are. They don't know their power. All right, they don't know that they have a heritage and a language to themselves.
2/3, man.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the lost sheep of Israel is going to be found by this word, by this truth. You 2/3 niggas that's idolizing these rappers, like we was going into, man. You idolize the scum of the earth, and you want to be like it so much that you'll even go to death for it, man. And we're seeing these rappers getting knocked off. These actors are getting knocked off. These so-called idols within Israel, pastors are getting knocked off, man. The Most High is judging you people because you have the most blood in your hands, man. You scatter Israel more than anybody, man. Putting that poison amongst our people, man. And the Most High is gonna visit you in that day, man. Like it tells you. I'm gonna get it real quick. Y'all brothers can continue. I'm gonna get it real quick.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Yeah, this gospel is hid to the ones of our people that are lost. That stuck on stupid, okay, that are stuck in this low vibration mindset, like we was going into before the camera started rolling.
Right.
Okay, because ultimately, this gospel is not meant for all Israel to receive on this side. It's only meant for a remnant, elect 1/3.
Right.
Okay, like it says in Romans 11 and 7, Israel hath not obtained that which is seeking for, but the elect have obtained it. Roughly paraphrasing it.
Right.
And what? And the rest were blinded. That's right. It says, but verse 4, 2 Corinthians 4, verse 4, in whom the God of this world, and who is the God of this world? Okay, the spiritual demon Satan, who works through Esau Edom, right? It says, in whom the God of this world had blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Ooh, we as a beautiful precept, right? Because when you consume wine, when you consume all these philosophies, what do they say is a main? What's one of the main impacts of alcohol?
You should drunk.
Get drunk.
And what's the other one? Impaired. You're impaired. Meaning what? You're not seeing clearly and you're not thinking clearly, right?
Yep.
And that's how our people move on this planet Earth right now, man. Speaking of Israel, they don't see clearly, they don't think clearly. All right, like back in the brother Amanya, there's one that says they have eyes but they perceive it not. Roughly paraphrasing. That's our people. That's our people, man. They have eyes, they can see that gas is high. They can see that on the store shelf they have barely a little food, but they don't perceive what's actually going on. They don't perceive that Esau is going to come in with that charagma. They don't perceive that the devil is coming down with great wrath. They don't perceive that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to crack those closets and deliver the elect. You got it, brother Slack.
All right, this is a precept back from Uncle Brother. This is Luke. Luke 12, and we start at 54, and he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west straightway, ye are saying, there cometh a shower, and it is so. And yet when you see the sound of the wind, and when you see the south wind blow, you say there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. You hypocrites, you cannot discern the face of the, you can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but you cannot, but how is it that you do not discern this time? So our people be able to what? Discern, they can look up in the sky, all right, and see that it's about to rain, all right, they can say simple things like that and understand those things, all right, but when it comes down to the spiritual things, as pertains to prophecies of what's going on in the world, our people don't have a spirituality to be able to see those things, man, all right, and it's ultimately because the Lord has blinded our people, all right, to not see it, because as the brother was saying, that the Lord has made the world to comfort for you, man. He's made this world, all right, for many, man. All right? What you know is that?
All right, that's right. I got two of them real quick. This is back in Jeremiah 30. It's Jeremiah 30, chapter 30, verse 7. It says, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he, speaking of the elect, all right, that which are composed out of so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. Like it tells you in Revelation, 12,000 from Judah, 12,000 from Ephraim, all right, Joseph, all right, 12,000 from what? Benjamin, Levi. It goes all down into it, man. Because the Most High, throughout all the 12 tribes, He's given us knowledge and His wisdom and understanding to, man, across the four corners. And it's nothing that Esau could have done about it, man. Because this is the Most High's movie. We're just playing out our roles in it, man. Hopefully that we're able to cash in spiritually, man. All right? We don't want to cash in on this side. This is not the kingdom that Yahweh Shai is going to rule. Yahweh Shai is not going to be the king over America, man. He's going to be the king over everything. You think Yahweh Shai went through all the things that he went through, like me and the brothers was talking about, and just wants to come back and be the ruler over America? Come on, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to rule the entire universe, and the elect is going to reign as joint heirs, man. But it says, for it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, because it tells you that what? The elder shall serve the younger, man. So Esau, you're going to serve Jacob, man, until the time where you're going to be destroyed, man, after that 1,000-year period. And that's not a long amount of time, man. Because 1,000 years is a day to the Lord, man. So within a day, Esau, you're going to be exterminated, like it tells you in Isaiah 14, cut off the son and the nephew, man. That's what the Lord is. The Lord is going to work a marvelous work in these days, man. And our people, 2/3 of our people love to say what? Oh, Moses this, Moses that, ancient Egypt. The Lord saved our people, parted the Red Sea, but they're speaking on it with no understanding. The Lord is about to come with that second Exodus, man. and it's going to be the greatest thing we've ever seen. But in order to get to that greatness, we got to go through hell, man. But it says, I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves with thee, but they shall serve the Lord their power and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. That's right, man. Order. It's going to be Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, King David, the rest of the 12, the 144,000, man.
That's right.
Order, man. I got a quick one on backing it up. Zephaniah 1 and 12. It says, and this was backing you up on my, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their knees, that say in their heart, which is their mind, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. And that's lukewarmness, man. You saying, oh, well, the Lord ain't going to do this, the Lord ain't going to do that. Hey, man, we still got 10, 15 years left in this place. That's not the spirit to be in, man. You got to be in the spirit that this place can blow any minute. This man-child, Yahweh Shai can crack these clouds any minute. In any minute, any moment, all hell can break loose, man. That's what a prudent man does. Because a man that's settled on his knees, he's going to be thinking about 10, 20 years ahead and saying, oh, what I'm going to be doing in 10 years? Or I'm going to be paid off the house. I'm going to be done got my 401k pension plan. I'm going to be chilling and set it made. Nah, man. But a man of prudence, a man of carefulness is going to be saying, oh, what's going to happen this week? What's going to happen in a couple of days, a couple of weeks? Like me and the brothers are going into, there's a lot of things that's going to happen before this month is over. And you brothers could go into some of the things we were talking about. You got this Juneteenth, this LGBT, that Roe v. Wade. A lot of things are going to happen, man. The Lord is shaking this place up, man, ultimately for destruction. And those nuclear missiles, y'all brothers got it. Add a little bit more, slack it. It says, therefore their goods shall become a booty, which is what? A spoil, man. So all these things that you have worked your way up for, like the scriptures say, all right, store up your riches in heaven, where neither moth nor rust corrupt. And fools can't come in and steal, because in this society, the things you build up, a thief could come in and steal that easily, man. Your account can get hacked. Somebody could run in your house, run in your back door, take everything. Somebody could stop you at the red light and say, hey, give me your vehicle, get out of there. And that truck or that car or that van you just paid off, now what are you doing? Now what have you worked for? But us going out on the highways and byways, us proclaiming the name of the Lord, us growing, building on the conference calls, getting a breakdown, they can't take that from us. That's within us, man. But it says, therefore, they shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. And this is the point. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, which is the prophets, man. We hasted greatly because we're waiting, man. Because when Yahweh Shai opens that door, we're going to be waiting. We're going to, like, you know how somebody that's just on the other side of a door and they hearing everything that's on the inside, and then somebody just open that door and they just falling. That's how we are, man. We're literally waiting and saying, okay, this the kingdom. My father's house got many mansions. Yahweh Shai open that door, we're going to be, oh, Lord, we was waiting for you this whole time.
Oh. Shoot, hey, like if you have a dog, right? Mm-hmm. And you've been gone all day, and your dog been at home all day. Like as soon as you pull up in the drive-thru, that dog will hear you. Is gonna hear your car, pulling up in the drive-thru. Yeah. And as soon as you get to the door, you open up the door. What is that dog gonna do? That dog is gonna come running, to the door.
Right, bro.
Jumping on you, licking you and stuff like that. Wait, that's what we as the hopeful elect are gonna be doing. When Yahweh Shai, opens up the door of those clouds to deliver his elect. Okay? Y'all had any precepts?
He got one to back you up.
All right, kind of bring this up.
This is Luke 12 and 36, and it reads, and you yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, that he will return for the wedding to be. Start over. This is Luke 12 and 36. It says, and ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, that ye may open unto him immortality.
Right, man. Open unto him immortality, man. Because this is everything we've been waiting for, man. The opportunity is here. All you have to do is get up off of your leaves, man. Don't be settled on your leaves, man. Because if you settle and you complacent, you're gonna be those that hearts fail them for fear. You're not gonna have any faith built up, man. You're not gonna have any insurance policy spiritually, man. You're gonna be fainting. Like the scriptures tell you, I believe it's in Proverbs, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small, man. We're in a day of adversity right now, man. Adversity is tribulation. Adversity is hard times. Adversity is difficult situations where you backed in a corner and your enemy is closing in on you. But the angels in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they're overhead looking and they're ready to deliver you. So as close as your enemy is inching in, your faith should be growing, man. But I had a little bit on that verse 14. It says, the day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasted greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. And that's Jacob's trouble, man. We're going to see the mighty man. We're going to see all you doomsday preppers. You're going to be crying bitterly. We're going to see all you so-called bodybuilders that's in the gym getting your body all together. You're going to be crying bitterly because what does that exercise profit you if you have no knowledge? You don't know what to do, man. You don't know what to do when times get hard, man. You're really not a true, like Jake say, what Jake say when he his back against the wall, he said he overcome, he persevered, he triumphed over everything. But you talking about left-handedness, man. You talking about triumphing in the streets, triumphing in the game, man, triumphing in the court system. Nah, man, we want to triumph and get the edge over Esau Edom, man. Our greatest enemy yet today, man. And as well as you other heathen nations, because we got a lot of enemies on this side, man. We walk in the supermarket, we stop at the green, red light, and we see our enemies, man. They waiting to just any moment to just come in on us, man. We see their vintage in their countenance, man. That's why we do the things we do, because we're not safe here in America, man. This is not our safe haven. Our safe haven is in the kingdom under Yahweh Shai, man. All right? But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we will be delivered out of this captivity, man. You got y'all put
I got something real quick. I'm backing the brother up about the wisdom. The understanding is preserving us, man. All right. This is Proverbs 4 and 5. It says, "Get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not when it decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee, man." All right. So having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding preserves us from the wiles of the devil, man, the snares of the devil, all right, these traps that the devil puts out there for us, man, all right. Having this understanding makes us realize who the devil is, how he's coming, all right. We're able to see the nets that he has laid before us, man, because the Lord has given us the spiritual discernment, all right. What you brothers have?
I got one to back you right up. Further going into how blessed we are to have this wisdom in these scriptures, right?
That's right.
This is Sirach chapter 15, and I'm gonna read verses 3 to 5. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read down to 6. Sirach chapter 15, verse 3. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him. The she is talking about wisdom, right? It says, with the bread of understanding, she shall feed him. Those of us that's up the hopeful elect. It says, and give him the water of wisdom to drink. Because this knowledge and this wisdom is like to what? Rivers of living water. Okay, poured upon the remnant of our people. To come out of that dry bone state. It says, verse 4. He shall be stayed upon her and shall not be moved. Yeah, because like it says in Isaiah the 10th chapter, we will no longer stay upon him that smote them, but we will stay upon the Lord. Okay, and how will we stay upon the Lord? Through the knowledge and wisdom of these scriptures, which would be, as the brother Wahaya read earlier today, would be the stability of our times. It says, verse 4, he shall be stayed upon her and shall not be moved, and shall rely upon her and shall not be confounded. All right. Verse 5, she shall exalt him above his neighbors. So yeah, so at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the men of the Lord that are standing stiffly for this truth and for the name of the Lord and his wisdom and knowledge, okay, we're the ones that's going to be exalted above our neighbors. Okay, we're the ones that's going to receive the victory at the end of the day. Okay, and as a brother Amwaz read earlier in Isaiah 13 and 12, we're going to be those men that are going to be, more precious than, fine gold. Okay, it says, verse 5 again, Sirach 15, verse 5, she shall exalt him above his neighbors, and in the midst of the congregation shall she open his mouth. Verse 6, he shall find joy in a crown of gladness, and she shall cause him to inherit an everlasting name.
Ooh. Hey, man. Hey, wisdom, man. Wisdom is the principal thing, man. But the scriptures tell you that what? Fear is a prerequisite to wisdom. So you got to fear the Lord first. Then the Lord will start opening up this great book to you, man. But if you don't fear the Lord, if you don't have a conscience about what the Lord can do to you for your actions, then you just walking in lawlessness, man. You walking in a reprobate mindset. But if you're aware, if you're circumspect, if you're repentful, if you have a contrite spirit, the Lord is going to deal with you and open up that wisdom to you, man. But it's ultimately going to be in the Lord's time. Like we always tell each other, man, over the years, the Lord will deal with us, and you might not get the full spectrum of things until you might be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in, and you like, oh well, I'm starting to get the whole gist of everything, man. But that's how the Lord works, because the scriptures tell you in due time the Lord will exalt you. I got one to back you right up in my ear. This is Deuteronomy 4:4. It says, "But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your power are alive, every one of you this day," man. So we went from that state of being a dry bone, that state of being in the dirt, the dust, the confusion, to being alive, man. Being at starting with Adam, man, from the dust, man. All right, but the Most High separated us from these other nations by doing what? Giving us these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what makes us a peculiar people. That's what makes us stand above. That's what makes us priests, kings, judges, and rulers of the earth, man. Because these so-called priests, kings, judges, and rulers of America, they're no rulers at all, man. They're vain, vexation of spirit. It vexes us to see these people being appointed in these positions, man. These judges, these so-called kings, these so-called priests, man. They're nothing at all, man. They don't keep this law. But it says, verse 5, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it." And it's the point, verse 6. "Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." So ultimately, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, they're going to be professed in front of all these other nations, man. And through that wisdom and understanding, these other nations, starting with Esau, Edom, Moab, Ishmael, Ammon, all right, Japheth, they're going to say, well, damn, surely Israel is the Lord's people because of how we carry ourselves, our mindset, the things that we will go for and won't go for, man. Because there's certain things that we draw the line on, man. That the rest of these heathens and 2/3 of our people, they don't have a line to draw. Anything goes with them, and that's what Esau does, man. Anything goes with Esau in the society. A man could be a woman could be a man could marry a frog if he wants to. A man could marry a head of lettuce, man. All right, in this society, man, bestiality is upheld. Sodomization is upheld, man. Wickedness and abomination is upheld in the society. One of you brothers have brought it out. I think it was you, man. You said basically that in the society, man, like anything goes, man. It's totally whatever you want to be. You want to kick your legs up, stretch out as far as you can in wickedness. You can do that here in America, man. But not here, not in this temple, not in that third temple, man. All right, which was not built by the hands of men. It was built by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. And the elect. Y'all brothers got it. That was it.
I got a precept to back up what you was just bringing out.
I got a quick one too. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7:24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her, man. All right. So basically going into, as the brother was saying, man. All right. Nothing can basically come good from this place, man. You have all wickedness. You have wickedness prospering in this land, man. All right, because what the rulers, all right, the true rulers, which is the prophecy of Habashim Yahushai, starting with Yahushai, is not ruling, man. All right, order is not being established in the earth, man. All right, but what? When order is in place, all right, which is wisdom and understanding in the scriptures of the scriptures, then what, man? There's no defiled thing that can. Everything is ruled with balance. All right, you understand?
You got it, Mike.
A precept to the back of the brother Vadia. All right, everything that he was just speaking on. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. All right, Ecclesiastes 10 verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Okay, and what was the error that King Solomon saw from the rulers of this current world? Who was the ruler of this current world? Esau, Edom. Okay, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and Esau, Edom is known as the wicked in the scriptures, pursuant to Malachi 1 verse 4. All right, so what was the error that King Solomon saw from the rulers of this current world? Verse 6, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. You want to speak on it? You speak on it. All right, Khan. So King Solomon saw that folly from the ruler was set in great dignity. Okay, and ultimately, what is folly? Foolishness. All right, and what are some of the foolish things that Esau, Edom, the current ruler of this world, sets in place and sets in great dignity? This whole alphabet movement. Okay, a man can be a woman, or a man can sleep with another man. A woman can be a man. You know, a woman can sleep with another woman. Okay, and that's why here it is. You know, in the sports world, right? You have all these men who couldn't make it. You know, in the men's sports. So what they're doing now is turning themselves into women and participating in the women's sports, and they're winning all the contests. You know, they're winning all the races, winning all the fights. You know, knocking out the women. Okay, and breaking records. You know, in those sports as women.
You know, right, bro. Yeah, like the Penn State, man. You got this female, this male, okay, who was getting the shit kicked out of him in male sports for years. Then he decides to, because in this queendom, you could do that.
Yeah.
He decides to make a transition. That's what they call it. See, those smooth words will deceive you, man. Oh, he's making a transition. Pro-life. Everybody, you know how that Americanized juice, man. Yeah. So now this man has transformed himself into a female with female characteristics. Feminine, long hair, boobs, things like that. And now he's kicking the ass of the women in women's sports, man. And now there's an uproar. But that goes to show you that this place is bullshit confusion, man. Babylon, this is Babylon, man. America is Babylon without a shadow of a doubt, man. This is the most confused nation on the planet Earth, man. Like, they got in Saudi Arabia, all right, which we know the rainbow. Esau has turned the rainbow into something abominable.
Yeah.
But the rainbow is something righteous, man. That symbolizes that the Lord wouldn't flood the earth anymore with water, man. That's the covenant the Lord made with Noah, man. All right? But Esau turns that into his pride, his alphabet crew agenda, man. So you got in Saudi Arabia where they got like the rainbow clothing, you know what I mean? How they have in America, everywhere you see that so-called pride symbolism, in Saudi Arabia, they outlawing that, man. You could be put to death over there for that, man. For being a sodomite, man. And that's, even though that's heathen in that land, you got some tape, you know what I mean? But as heathen, that's similar to the laws and statutes and commandments of Israel, man. We don't tolerate that. We don't tolerate sodomites. Before the sun goes down, judgment is going to be made on that matter, man. But in America, if you're a sodomite, you skip the line, man, to any position. You got the what is that, Michigan? I think I posted it. This the attorney general, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw it.
Now you got the governor. The attorney general for Louisiana is Jeff Landry. You got the attorney general. That's likened unto an emperor, man. That's likened unto a higher up. So if the attorney general is saying that in every school system we need a drag queen because drag queens are the life of the party. Drag queens make everything better. What type of manner are the people in, man? What type of manner is the city in, man? It's nothing but abomination and wickedness, man. And these birth pains are going to lead up to this place being destroyed, man. And mom, dad, uncle, auntie, whether you like it or not, we're not going off whether you like it or not. We're going off what the Lord wants, man. All right? We're being circumspect, and we know what the will of the Lord ultimately is to destroy this place, man. The Lord ain't for America, man. It's not for the United States of America, man. Y'all brothers, I'm going to get this appreciated.
Yeah, and then even, that same folly that's being set in place by the rulers thereof, Esau, Edom, that same folly has now trickled its way into Jake's culture. That alphabet culture, that's being praised among Jake now.
Right.
A lot of these Eves, be at the forefront of those alphabet marches. Okay, letting these dudes around their children. Okay, here it is. These Eves, they wouldn't allow a strong so-called black male father figure, so to speak, to be around their sons, but they'll let a damn sodomite be around their sons. Taking pictures with them and shit. And now, what's going to happen from a situation like that? That sodomite spirit is now going to be put upon their sons, and their sons are going to grow up to be a bunch of sodomites.
Generations, man.
That's right.
How the hell Eve has a lot to pay for, man, because your blood has dispersed and destroyed our sons, our daughters. You got Eve that's in a household, and she'll have a child that's 2-3 years old, coloring his hair pink, coloring his hair blonde, letting him wear pink clothing. You know what I mean? And this is, there's nothing wrong with pink, right? But in America, America, their vibration is given off of sodomite, man. All right? It's not these different colors and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that, man. You got brothers amongst GMS got different colors of pink in their garments and things like that. We've seen it, man. So, but in this America, that's why it tells you your work is esteemed as the potter's clay. It's turned upside down, man. But the Most High is going to turn this place right side up because everything that the Most High meant for good, meant for prosperity, Esau's turned it around and tried to make it for his gain, man. Starting with our people, because we are the riches, we're the gold, we're the silver that Esau has taken up, man. He's destroyed our people, man. Jake tests himself from head to toe. Jake gets what's they call that? Them piercings in the middle like a bull.
Yeah.
Jake colors his hair, start twisting, start being more feminine, just to fit in, just to get women. That's what the women even like, man. Women like feminine men, betas, men that could carry on a leash, man. We're not those men. Try again, okay? If you're looking for that in the house of David, go to the house of Esau and you'll find that, man. All right? Go to the house of these 2/3, man. You'll find that, man. But not in the house of David, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. We're men of integrity. We're men that stand for something, man. All right? And Lord willing, we're going to be on the highways tomorrow across the 4 corners, all right? Proclaiming this word again, man. And we're excited about it. This is not a burden on to us to do this work. This is not a burden to go out on the highways and byways and teach. We long for this. We long to edify, man. To speak upon these things. All right? Y'all brothers got it. Looking for this other one.
This is Isaiah 5 and 20. It says, woe, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Right. That put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, man. And that's Esau Edom, man. That's what he does with this society, man. As the brother the brother was just now speaking on that. All right, that he takes he takes what Yahweh has set up. All right, and he puts his own spin on it, man. All right, and makes it acceptable for the world, man.
That's right.
All right. That's it on that.
I got a quick one on it. It's Ephesians 5:17. It says, therefore, I'm going to start at 15. Salaki. All right, it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. Like we've been bringing out, man. That day of Jacob's trouble, man, that's going to be a very evil day, man. So we're redeeming the time so that we can be spared from that, man. We don't want to go out like Nino Browns of the world, man. Like Big Meeches of the world, man. Larry Hoovers of the world, man. The guys that Jake honor and reverence, right? Everybody wants to be a Big Meech, a Larry Hoover. Yeah. Everybody wants to be a Nino Brown, or an adulterer, a wicked nigga, man. We don't want to go out like that, man. We want to go out in the spirit of Stephen, man. That spirit of the Lord, man. The spirit of Elijah, Elisha, man. Isaiah, Malachi, Zechariah, man. Zephaniah, Yahushua, man. That chief cornerstone. We want to go out in the spirit of honor, integrity, man. That's what we're doing this works for, man. So if the Lord say, you know what, in Lafayette, y'all brothers are going to be martyrs, the sure testament. Okay, well, Lord, we've been preparing for that. It's not nothing that we're not familiar with. If we were unfamiliar with what the Lord had planned, we would be scared, we would be trembling. But we're familiar with what the Lord is going to do to this place and what the Lord has prepared for us. So therefore, we're comforted, man, by the Holy Spirit, the Lashawan Kodash, man, the Rakah Kodash, man. That's what carries us on through these times, man. Because believe it or not, we're in this flesh. Lord willing, one of these planes, man, one of these major planes that flies through this Metro Lafayette metropolitan area, man, crashes and blows up either downtown Lafayette or one of these high level corporate areas in this area, man. All right, sets this place ablaze, man. Because Lord knows Louisiana got some of the most wicked, degenerate niggas on the face of the earth, man. And we know it, man. From New Orleans to Baton Rouge to Lafayette to Lake Charles, different areas. 337-504-985-318, man. All right, 504. Number wickedness, man. Number degeneracy, like the brother was saying, teaching your generations upon generations, wickedness, man. You got a lot of blood to pay for, and that blood is going to be cast out right here in America. The Lord is not going to let you go on much further with this, man. Y'all brothers got it. We're going to get a few more.
I got Nineveh, the 3rd chapter.
You got it.
All right. Not Nineveh, Nahum, which speaks about, Nineveh.
Yeah.
All right. But, of course, which Nineveh was the capital of Assyria, but we know, according to prophecy, that America, okay, Esau, Edom, here in America primarily is the modern day Assyria, okay, the rod of the Lord's anger, like he said.
You can speak on. I'm gonna say.
Esau, Edom is the modern day Assyrian. The rod of the Lord's anger, like it says in Isaiah 10, verse 5. You got it, huh?
Jonah was sent on to them, man. So, Jonah is a symbolization of the prophets. We're in the belly of what? The beast in hell. But ultimately, Jonah, what? He was afraid, and the Lord put him in the belly of the beast to ultimately what? Turn him to prophecy, man. And that's what we're doing, man. We've been put in this lower state, seeing all this hell around us. But the Lord said, what? Either you're going to die, my son, you're going to perish here, or you're going to prophesy. And we chose the latter. You got it, brother. You got it.
This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. And those two, those things pretty much describe America down to a T. It's a bloody city that was established by the bloodshed of so-called Negroes and Native Americans and so-called Mexicans, okay, through slavery, the Trail of Tears, the Mexican-American Wars, and so on and so forth, right? And it says it is all full of lies. Yeah, all full of lies, falsehood, propaganda, okay, pseudoscience, pseudo technology. All right, it says, and robbery, and the prey departed not. And who is the prey? Okay, Israelites. All 12 tribes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, because we're still here in America in 2022. Okay, still in the hands of our enemy. Waiting to be delivered ultimately. Now, I'm gonna jump down to verse 4. Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. Yeah, because America, Babylon the Great, has made all nations drunken off the wine of the wrath over fornication. Okay, it's democracy, it's so-called U.S. dollar, which is a Federal Reserve note, which is being devalued, okay, day by day, week by week, and so on and so forth. It's feminism, it's alphabet movement, all right, and many other things that this country, America, sells itself to the other nations. But as the scripture just described in this verse, it's all witchcrafts and whoredoms. It says, verse 5, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. So America is getting exposed on all levels, and that's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Starting with first and foremost the prophets and the apostles, okay, the apostles of Great Millstone on down, as well as the men that came before them, starting with Abu Bivens, all right, and the elders that were back in One West that they learned under, okay, down unto the least of us. The Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, is against this place. And he's discovering the skirts of this place. He's discovering all of the...
I got it.
You can bring it out real quick.
This is Isaiah 47 and 47 and 3 says, Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Right? And that's, as it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, man. All right, that's being done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah through the prophets, man. All right, the men that's out there preaching and teaching what's going on, man. All right? And it says, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. And Yahweh Shai is not coming to meet the world as a man. And he's coming in an angelic, all right, angelic body. All right? That's pretty much it.
I got a little bit more. I'm going to jump down to verse 7. All right, Nahum chapter 3, verse 7. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee. Yes, all these nations that have once, trusted in America and its so-called U.S. dollar are now, fleeing from the policies of America, as well as fleeing from the dollar itself. Hence why you have certain countries around the world, abandoning the dollar and developing into what they call, like for example, Saudi Arabia and China are coming together to develop what they call a petro yuan. Okay, basically, which is the yuan, backed by petroleum oil. Okay, right. And as a matter of fact, you even have the current state of Israel even abandoning the dollar. They announced that a few months back. So even one of America's biggest allies, the state of Israel, is also abandoning these places. And ironically, and as me and the brothers was talking about before the camera, you have residents of California actually, fleeing out of the state of California down to Mexico. So even American citizens are fleeing from this place.
Right.
And that just goes to show you, further goes to show you how much this place is going down to the point of no return. You want to say something, Mark?
I got one.
I'm gonna read verse 7 again one more time. Nahum chapter 3, verse 7, and it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Which again, in this chapter, it's originally speaking about Nineveh, which was the capital of Assyria. Right. But now we can apply these things to America, which is the basically the modern day Syria, so to speak.
Yeah, America is basically the capital of the world, man. Literally, if you think about it, it's kind of like the capital of the world.
Yeah.
Because the capital is the chief place. chief place where a lot of business, commerce goes on. That's here in America, hinting to that whore upon many waters, man.
And real quick, just to back up what you just said, you know, the headquarters of the UN, the United Nations, is located in America, up there in New York City. You know, where all these different leaders and prime ministers of these different nations, they all come to America in the UN building to discuss, different policies, different business.
I got this right here.
You got
I
it
just
up.
want to back up you with that real quick. This is the definition of capital, and the definitions are finances, economics. It says laws. Okay, so all three of those things, America.
One time, I bring that for
God, this is the definition of capital. It says finance, economics, all right, handwriting, law, all right. So basically, America, what their economic system is what spread throughout all the place, man. That's the people are using the trade, man. All right. So, like what it said, man, America is the capital, all right, of the world, man. You can put it like that, man. All right.
Yeah. And that's beautiful because, like, like me and the brother, we're a team, man. All right. Brothers bring out precepts, certain words, like the brother brought out. It helps to edify, man. That's what the Lord wants, man. The Lord wants this knowledge and His wisdom to go out through us the four corners, man, so we can edify on these things. And through the Spirit, we are right, man. Through the Spirit, we're the great debaters. Like they got that movie, Great Debaters, but they're debating on Esau's politics. We're debating on the Most High's word, man, against all the other fallacies of this world, man. And we're right at the end of the day. Let's just back y'all brothers up. It's Jeremiah 51:6-8. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. And how have they made all the earth drunken? Through their philosophies, through their currency, man, through their dogmas, their ideologies. You got all these other nations that are gonna flee from them, that are gonna, like it's gonna say, return to their own countries because they're abandoning this whore, man. This whore fills them up with nothing but diseases, incurable diseases, man. And they're seeing all the side effects from it, the sores, the blisters. They're seeing what it's done to their economy. Moab seeing what it's done. All right, those Russians, they're seeing what you've done, America, and they're gonna blitz this place, man. Like Jake said, they getting crowded. When they got a lot of people around you, want to jump you and they closing in on you. That's what America is gonna get done to America. But it says Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her, and so she may be healed. Well, we know America is not going to be healed, it's going to be destroyed. And it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. And we see these other nations forsaking her, man. Start with the elect. We forsake this place, and what the Lord said, come out of her, my people. We don't want nothing to do with this place, man. Because when you got a prisoner that's going up for trial that you know is totally guilty, has killed all these people, and deserves the death penalty, you don't want nothing to do with that motherfucker. You like, man, hey, man, that's good for him. All right? We don't want nothing to do with this place. But it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, every one into his own country. And ultimately, we're going to go into our own country, which is the land of Israel, man. We're going to go, and we're going to have you other heathens as taskmasters and slaves building up and doing our work for us, man. Now it's time for us to rest. Now it's time for us to have peace, man. And you other heathen nations, you're going to work, man. Until you can't work no more, man. But it's going to be in order, and like we brought it out, even though you're going to be in a state of slavery and a mindset, Esau, Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, you're going to still glorify our nation and say that's the chosen people of the Most High. You're not going to be saying, oh, why are we under slavery under these people? You're going to know that it's order, man. You're going to know why you're under slavery under Israel, man. And you're going to know that we're the chosen people of the Most High. And if you don't get right, guess what? Yahushua gonna get you right, man. He's not gonna meet you as a man. He's not gonna lift up any instrument of war or sword, man. But it says the latter end. It says, "For her judgment reach unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies." Your cup running overthrow with wickedness, America. And guess what? The Lord is looking at you because the Lord said the earth is His footstool, man. What house can you build for Him? So the Lord is looking at America as one little dot on the map, man. That's filled with abomination and wickedness that He's gonna blot out, man. Along with the oppressor of that land, which is Esau Edom. Y'all brothers got it. We're gonna get a couple more and take it out.
I got back in Nahum 3 and 7 real quick. Nahum chapter 3, verse 7, and it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste, which the modern day Nineveh is America, right? And America is most certainly being laid to waste, okay, economically, financially, socially, all these things, right? Division. It says, who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? So who's going to bemoan modern day Nineveh, which is America? And as the brother Why was just reading out of Jeremiah, take balm for her, talking about Babylon, right? Take balm for her. We would have healed Babylon, but she would not be healed. Roughly paraphrasing it. This place would not be comforted, okay, because all the signs are all around this society. Regardless of whatever news or mainstream news channel you watch on TV or whatever news apps you have on your phone, okay, all the signs are before you, showing you that this place is going down, that there's going to be food shortages, famine, energy shortages, blackouts, cyber attacks, gas shortages, inflation, and so on and so forth. This place is laid to waste, and there's no coming back for it. It's right there on the wall.
This is Psalms 137 and 7. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. He said, race it, even to the foundation thereof.
Destroy it. You got it.
It says, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us, man. All right, so everything that from them destroying our temple and destroying our homelands, all right, America, you're gonna be destroyed, man. You're gonna be demolished, all right. You're gonna be broken down and wiped out, and it's gonna be like a desert out here, man, like the scriptures say, all right. And then what, man? After that, you're gonna be bound up in chains, all right. Your children, all right. Your sons, you, the elite, all right. We're gonna reward you just as you rewarded us, man. All right, and double that. All right, that's the scripture say. All right.
I got a quick one. We can take it out on this one. Lamentation 4:21 is backing you right up. Right? Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sin. And ultimately, that's made onto the prophets because we're discovering the sins of this place, man, making it known to our people. The transgressions of America, the transgressions of Esau, Edom, man. But it's spiritual. You have to actually dig deep. You have to not see this place for the surface, because if you see this place from on a surface level of thinking, you'll be caught up in this world, man. You got to dig deep into the history of this devil, man. Know that he hasn't changed from then until now, man. Know that he has a judgment in store for him according to the Lord, man. Know that if we're on the right side of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we're going to be saved, man. But Lord willing, this message is edifying. We're facing the east. We're going to give infinite honors and praises to
Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Arakakadash.
Double honors to the Apostle Greg Millstone, who rule well and teach well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during this last section of time. Kwame Yashala, Baba Bob, Shalom. Until next time, Akim. See you, Akim, on the highways and byways tomorrow. Shalom. Lord willing.